your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, a brand new video today. Today we're talking about some Pokemon Sword and Shield shenanigans, man. We got all sorts of stuff to cover, including the American version of the trailer we checked out yesterday. We've got some data mining that has taken place, and it seems like the data miners have finally gotten access to the game, so they are dumping a ton of information. So this video is gonna have some spoilers in it. I'm gonna talk about the Pokedex, and it's bigger than we thought. That's pretty cool. I'll talk about shiny Pokemon and a bunch of other things, guys. So be sure to hit that like button down below, like I'm gonna do right here, and then you just subscribe. Click that little button, there's a little bell next to it that my face cam blocks. You click the little bell, get those notifications turned on, man. Show some love. We're at about 500,000 subscribers. We're so close to 500,000. I know we could do it in the launch of Sword and Shield. I know we can do it. You guys have been killing it. So let's jump into this video, man. Like I said, lots to cover today. I'm gonna kind of give you the rundown. So let's check out this trailer. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a lot of what we saw yesterday, but there might be some new footage. So let's take a look. We got a nice little starter scene. We got Team Yell, Sonia, Marnie, Beatty, of course, the starter Pokemon. A nice little screenshots there. We see Sir Mime, which I told you guys, I love Sir Mime. Chairman Rose, some fireworks, looking good. There's Runerigus, of course, the new ghost and ground type Pokemon. And what seems to be a collection of gym leaders kind of in the stadium, which seems kind of dope. We've got Linoon, Wooloo, some Fishin'. Some more Pico in his hangry form. What looks to be a couple of the different gym battles. Obviously the gym leaders they've shown us, but we know that there's definitely more than what we've seen so far. Dreadnought obliterating a Yamper, despite the fact that I think Yamper would probably come out on top there. And then the G-Max Charizard, some stadium action, some of the G-Max forms, obviously kind of the big gimmick in this game. By the way, I'm gonna stop right here. Well, I'm gonna go back a little bit, stop right here on this Gyarados. I'm gonna let you guys know that it is confirmed. I can't show you guys images, but it is confirmed that when you enter a raid battle like this, if the Pokemon is shiny, it'll show it's shiny at this point. So there was footage yesterday of one of the data miners got a shiny Mudsdale, actually, just like this, right? So he encountered it just like this, and it was shiny. So for shiny hunters, some really good news there, I personally think, because to me that's a big one, right? Like that's a really big one to be able to see the shinies when you're doing that. I also should let you guys know if we can find another kind of clip. I guess I'll just keep playing the video. I'll let you guys know to the shiny hunters. There's a lot of shiny topics in this video. Overworld encounters, do not show them being shiny, right? So like if you see a Wooloo walking around in the grass and you run into it, it could be shiny. It doesn't show shiny in the overworld like it did in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So those are a couple really big points. So like those Impidimps, those could have been shiny, right? Like that's what I'm saying. So for those who, like, it is confirmed at this point. We have footage, like video footage of it. Again, I can't show any of it because Nintendo has been pretty strict with that kind of stuff. So we're just like text-based things. But yeah, a couple things regarding shinies for you guys. Like I said, one, max raid battles display shinies when you encounter the max raid. You have to enter the raid battle first, and then when it like pops up big, it'll show it shiny. And then again, wild encounters, if you encounter like just anything in the grass, a Wooloo, whatever it is, if you encounter that Pokemon, it'll look normal no matter what, but when you encounter it, it'll turn shiny after you encounter it. So a handful of different things there regarding that. So this trailer, I personally think is dope. We get to see 2 new Pokemon again, very much so the same trailer as yesterday, the Japanese trailer, but we got to see it in English, so there you go. Not too shabby. Let's take a look at the next thing here. Pokedex, one of the main data miners, of course, he's got his little sword, his shields, little Aegislash-shields. He has indicated that, as usual, the models shown in the overworld, the legendaries and starters you can obtain in-game are shiny locked. For those confused with this this prevents the model from showing up as shiny and prevents the actual Pokemon you obtain from being shiny. This is the same situation as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So it is confirmed in the game files, in the coding, that Scorbunny, Sobble, and Grookey cannot be obtained shiny through the starter selection screen. Now obviously you'll be able to get those Pokemon shiny down the road through breeding them. There's a chance that they appear in max raid battles at some point in time. They do have hidden abilities, which I don't want to tell you about yet, but gosh, their hidden abilities are nuts. But either way, those Pokemon cannot be shiny hunted for. So I posted a tweet yesterday. I'm gonna post this because while it is a spoiler, it does pertain to our community. The starter Pokemon in Sword and Shield are shiny locked. They cannot be shiny from the start of the game. My apologies to anyone who didn't want to see it. I was just genuinely trying to help out. So I wanted to address this in the video because I really want you guys to know I'd hate to hear you guys wasting your time trying to get a shiny starter when it can't happen. So please share this video with friends, or at least let them know, right? Like send them this video because I'm covering some of the shiny points, but at least tell people, right? Because like I would hate, as somebody who shiny hunts and spends a lot of time on it, I would hate for somebody to spend all that time shiny hunting. And this is where the data mine is really clutch, actually, right? Like a lot of people say it's annoying that the game gets spoiled and stuff, and I agree in a lot of terms, but this is where it's really useful because it helps people plan teams, helps people kind of prepare for the game. Like me, I was planning to shiny hunt Sobble. I was probably gonna go for Score Bunny, but I was letting you guys choose. I was gonna hunt Score Bunny during the 252-hour marathon, which, by the way, I'm doing a 252-hour live stream marathon starting on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You have a chance to win 3 Nintendo Switches, one of 3 Switches, Switch Lites. I have them right here, actually. You can go exclamation, just look in the description, actually. They're in the description, the entry. But yeah, I was gonna shiny hunt the starter and you can't. So big news there, guys. Like, don't waste your time. And again, please spread the word. The tweet, I think, if I could go to my tweet page. Yeah, here's the tweet. Just go to this tweet here. It's on my Twitter. It's pinned tweet. This is a chance to win, right? You can win the Switch Lite. We're doing the 252 marathon. You just do the 252. You can check out the trailer, watch the trailer, all that good stuff. Everything there. So next thing is pretty big news, man. This is some spoilers, obviously, as we have in this game, in this video. But the original Dex was thought to be 400 Pokemon, and I covered that 400 Pokemon because that's what the Pokedex goes up to. The final legendaries get you to 400. But KYOGRE, with his data mining, has determined that there are 35 other species of Pokemon that have stats and models, which means that these Pokemon can be added at a later time. They can be added through events, they can be added through max raid battle events, which is really cool. Now, granted, it's spoiled because we already know that they're there, but I think it's really cool. Maybe they'll be transferable through Pokebank. Maybe, like I said, they'll be integrated through max raid battles. But I kind of like the fact that there could be more content in the future. Now, I don't expect there to be more content than this 35, unfortunately. But nevertheless, these Pokemon can be added down the road, which could change up the metagame. It could change up a lot of things. So there's some really good stuff that can be seen there. So it says Game Freak has scrubbed all the entries aside from the 355. But that includes any potential mythicals, but they forgot to change the max species in the code, hinting that there are 2 new mythicals in the future. So KYOGRE has determined that there could be potentially 2 new mythicals, and we have reason to believe that there will be new mythicals because that's how they make their movies, right? Like, the movies usually revolve around the mythical Pokemon somehow. So in that regard, I think it's important to note that you know, it's likely that we'll get some mythicals. But let's take a look at some of these Pokemon here, because there's some pretty good ones. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the list. So this is the list of Pokemon that are not in the game, but can be added down the road. Mew is in the game, because you can actually transfer it in. But that's the same idea, right? Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, so the Ivysaur, Venusaur line. Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise, right? So you do end up finishing Gen 1 starters, and Mewtwo and Mew. Then you've got some of the mythicals, and that's where a lot of these come in. It's a lot of legendaries. Celebi, Jirachi, Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion, and Keldeo, so the Justice Trio, Zekrom, Kyurem, and Reshiram. So basically all the legendaries right there. And then we move to Gen 6, right? Or Gen 7, rather. Rowlet, Dartrix, Decidueye, Litten, Torracat, Incineroar, Popplio, Brionne, and Primarina. And then you've got the legendaries. Cosmog, Cosmoem, Solgaleo, Lunala, Necrozma, Marshada, Zeraora, Meltan, and Melmetal. So these Pokemon are in the game code. It is possible for them to be integrated into the game in the future. They're just not in it at the launch. Again, how it's going to be integrated, we don't know yet. Is it going to be max raid battles? Is it going to be some other method? We don't know. But it is going to be integrated into the game at some point. I personally am excited. I mean, most of these are legendaries, so I don't really care about the legendaries. But it would be cool if they added little events. Like, hopefully it's more than just max raid battles. But I could see them doing a weekend where it's like, all right, this is, you know, the black and white weekend or whatever, and you can, you know, do black and white, whatever. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, you can do the raids for that. Like, that'd be really cool in the game. I hope they do events, because there are events. Like, on launch, there's 2 events going on. 1, Butterfree is increased, starting on the 15th, and 2, Dreadnought and Corviknight are going to be increased depending on your version. So there are going to be max raid events. So, and it seems as though, from what I understand, that it's going to be hard to get some of these Pokemon in max raid battles. So I'm going to grind out max raid battles, by the way. Max raid Monday is a thing, for those who don't know. I've got a full schedule. We'll make a video about that probably in a day or 2, because I've got some really cool stuff coming. I'm going to give you guys like a channel overview, I think maybe tomorrow or the next day before Sword and Shield comes out, so I can really give you guys a scope of what to expect in the channel. Last thing is we just have the full Pokedex here. This is all the Pokemon that have been confirmed so far. And there's some really cool Pokemon, man. I'm really looking forward to the dynamic metagame. Despite the fact that obviously a lot of Pokemon are left out of this game and a lot of people are upset about that, I think it is going to create for a really unique experience and a really dynamic metagame that's going to shift. I've seen a lot of the competitive changes, guys. I'm going to make a separate video about that because I don't want to dive too in depth, but there's some really cool changes, man. One in particular I want to mention that I actually predicted in a way, and I don't know why I don't see it. I have to probably go to the Gen 1. I don't know why I don't see it. Yeah, so Butterfree. Let's just talk about Butterfree. So Butterfree gets a massive buff in this game, right? It's got its Gigantamax form, so it has the G-Max Befuddle. But one thing that Butterfree did also get is access to Hurricane. Now Hurricane is a move that previously Butterfree couldn't learn. Only Vivian could learn in terms of like, you know, that kind of style of bug. And Vivian benefited from Hurricane and Compound Eyes being able to hit with 91% accuracy on that Hurricane. Well, now Butterfree can do the same thing. So Butterfree is significantly buffed from its just viability standpoint, being able to go for Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance, and Hurricane, and then G-Max and go for Befuddle. That's looking to be a pretty powerful Pokemon. The last thing I wanted to mention in this video is that I thought was worthy, since we're talking about Shauna Hansing a lot. It is found in the game files. I don't know, people haven't beaten the game yet, so we'll find out. But the Explorer kit from Diamond Pearl Platinum is in the game files, as is the Pokeradar. Now, the Pokeradar may be a Shauna Hansing method in this game, we don't know, but the Explorer kit being in there certainly hints at Diamond Pearl Remakes coming in 2020. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Be sure to hit that like button down below. More information coming to the channel soon, so make sure you guys subscribe with those notifications turned on. Thank you for watching. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.